right, Cowboy Nation. Really appreciate you all. Thank you all so much for tuning in to the Nation. All right, so this is the post-game thoughts and post-game reviews of what all happened, what all transpired. I really appreciate you all. Not going to keep you all long as it relates to the Dallas Cowboys talk and sports talk and beyond. A victory, a win is a win, and every game counts, every game matters, and trust me, we love to see this as it relates to the Dallas Cowboys winning, especially as it relates to a game that we should win and we're supposed to win. Just like we talked on a lot of numbers about, a lot of volumes about how that loss to the Jets cut deeply, and we should be looking at it samely as it relates to the Dallas Cowboys now. We have to continue to win. I encourage everybody to not look at this game and say, well, Cowboys barely beat the stinking Detroit Lions. If we lost, we'd have been talking about this for ages and ages. So shout out to you, Tony, man. Thank you for tuning in on the Facebook panel. Really appreciate you there. Thank you for sharing the content and growing the Facebook panel. Thank you as well, Jonathan and Joe, Joe, all the way from Italy, tuning in. Really appreciate you. A lot of people saying Clutch Scott. I like that name, 1985. I thank everybody. 444, right? Let me pull up the official stats for Dak Prescott. Of course, I'm also tuning in to the Philadelphia game. They are up 3-0. So we will look into that too, as well as this game processes out and as this game continue to go. I don't know whether or not the shows on 105.3 The Fan is going to do their thing today. I try to tune into them. I don't think that I got anything there. Let me know if you guys are able to listen to them, because I would love to hear the press conferences and things like that. Dak Prescott, 29 for 46. That's the official stats for Dak Prescott, for 444 yards. Ezekiel Elliott, 16 carries for 45 yards, averaging 2.8 yards per carry. Ezekiel Elliott is still the man out there. He still dominates as it relates to responsibilities and duties. But what really brought home to me was the Michael Gallup. 9 catches for 148 yards. Cowboy Nation, I'm going to repeat, and 16.4 yards per reception. That was his average. 9 catches for 148 yards. Let that sink into your mental. Michael Gallup. And then second out of that list, could have been more yards, could have been more. But we love what we are able to see and be able to process out of those things. Randall, the main man, Cobb, had 4 receptions for 115 yards. 28.8 yards on the average out of those 4 catches. Let that sink in. Shout out to you, Andrea. Really appreciate you. And Mandy and Shane. What's good with you, Scott? Really appreciate you for tuning in on the Facebook panel. Amari Cooper, 3 receptions for 38 yards. But we know that his catches, those 3 receptions, was valuable receptions, right? Also, Tony Pollard, 4 receptions for 44 yards. He did his thing. I think that when they put Tony Pollard out there, he opened up the entire thing. Offenses didn't. Well, the defenses had to say to themselves, "Man, you mean to tell me they got 21 and they got a guy named number 20 on his back, Pollard?" Boy, those were some good plays. Jarwin iced the game. He sold it off. He sealed it off. That's a better way to say he sold it off. He sealed it off. Blake Jarwin, 2 receptions for 38 yards. But what the alarming thing was, 19 yards on the average. Meaning that when he catches the ball, he gets upfield. Shout out to you, Dwayne. Really appreciate you, man. How much more Dak have to play? I think that Dak have to find a cure for cancer in order for Jerry Jones and Stephen Jones to have their full trust in Dak Prescott. I think that that's the situation. That's what they're waiting for. That's what they waited for. It got to be that scenario. All right, Jason Witten, 5 receptions for 33 yards, averaging 6.6 yards per catch. And Ezekiel Elliott, 2 receptions for 28 yards and a touchdown. The people that scored touchdowns, Cobb had a touchdown. Tony P had a touchdown. Ezekiel, the main man, Elliott, had 2 touchdowns, one with his legs and one with receiving the ball. And Dak Prescott missiled in 3 touchdowns. Man, so that's what I like to see. As far as on the defensive side of the ball, we got to break this down, and then I'll go over all of y'all thoughts on everything. I really appreciate you all. Thank you all for tuning in to the Nation. I really do. Far as the defensive side of the ball, the tackle leader for tonight was Jaylon Smith. He had one play that he blew up everything. I'm talking about literally blew up everything. And I said, that's the Jaylon Smith that I want to see. That's the Jaylon Smith that we want to see out there on every Sunday, Monday, Thursday night, or Thursday morning, whatever we play against the Thanksgiving game, Thursday evening, I believe. We need to see that type of Jaylon with that type of intensity, that type of energy. Shout out to you, Jonathan, man. Really appreciate you on the Facebook, and as well as Mike. Yes. He said, what have you thought this team would look like backwards when Dak Prescott was able to get let loose? Yeah, I think that this team, we can look at everything from the historical data, from what we are showing and exhibiting and exuding out there. I think that this team collectively should be a pass-first team, but we know that Jason Garrett got to do Jason Garrett things. And shout out to Jason Garrett for doing Jason Garrett things. You see what I'm saying? The score, like I said, right now is still 3-0. New England Patriots are behind. All right, so Jaylon had 9 tackles. Darian Thompson had 6. D-Law had 5 tackles. Leighton Vander Esch had 5. Robert Quinn, the sack Cobra man, had actually 1 sack and 3 tackles, which was good. Guess what? They counted that other sack for Michael Bennett. I'm telling everybody, Michael Bennett was the guy that we all dreamed and hoped that we were able to see from Tristan Hill, you see, to get that pressure from the 3, or also get that pressure occasionally if they have to line him up on the outside. Not saying that he can play on the outside, but we thought that Tristan was going to be able to help out as a rotational guy. Michael Bennett, 2 tackles, 1.5 for 1 assist, so pretty much 3 tackles and 2 sacks. You can't get that. That's a good acquisition, right? It was several plays. That one play, I'm gonna tell you, Driscoll. I call him Lamar Driscoll. I mean, he was getting out of the pocket, finding separation, finding and invading and escaping. Trust me, it could have been worse. If he was a pocket quarterback, it would have been nightmarish for him. It would have. It would have been flat out nightmarish for Driscoll. But Robert Quinn with 1 sack and Michael Bennett with 2 sacks on the night. That was great. Malik Collins with 2 tackles. Even Sean Lee had a tackle. So we look at everything. Kick return, we got to work on that department. Everybody else did a pretty decent job. Your boy, your money, the main man, Brett Maher, was 2 for 2 for the night. He scored 9 points. So if you add in the field goals and the other thing that he was able to do. So the final score is 35-27, Cowboy Nation. Not bad at all. Not bad at all. So I like what I'm able to see, Cowboy Nation. Let me know how you all feel. Let me know if it's something that we need to improve on, especially the slow starts gave me all type of recall of what the last teams that we played against and lost to. I think that really, if you still put in Matthew Stafford, this game could have looked different. It could have looked different. John Davis, really appreciate you. Thank you so much for tuning in to the nation. Really appreciate you. Really, really, really do. Yep, we should have traded for Minkah Fitzpatrick. It did look kind of weird out there when our guys got injured and Driscoll was looking like Lamar Driscoll, moving the ball down the field and things like that. Looks like the Eagles forced it a turnover, a punt. So the Eagles came to play. They look like they inspired to play today. So, and they are not scared of those the Patriots. So we'll see. Coach and host Dak Prescott back. I feel you. Shout out for the subscription there. Really appreciate you all. All right, so what I'm going to do now, Cowboy Nation, we're going to open up the phone lines, and we're going to get what's on your mind, what's on your mental, what's on your heart, and just keep it to like 2 to 3 minutes. Allow you to get your opinion, your thoughts out there. Just be respectful and all those things. The phone number is 682-214-4087. That's the number. Shout out to you, Rodrigo. Defense is a big L. Defense is looking suspect. We can't play against good teams and play that type of defense. It carve us up, and it'll be really a shootout every weekend, right? It'd be one of those 50s to 40s type of game, and we don't like that. We don't like that. LVE is sus. Yes, John, I feel what you're saying. I think that an LVE just need to play with aggressions. I think that he need to play with that type of mentality. Shane, what's up with our special team play? My goodness, Shane. You're right. Our special team really need to step it up, regardless of coverage. I think that there's a stat out there that we're ranked number 31 and 32 on special teams across the board. So that's one category or one department that we really going to have to focus in and improve on. On an NFL team, we're trying to improve on every little small thing so that we can be better down the line. On every little small thing. Focus on little small things. I don't know the extent of La'el Collins' injury. I wish that I can. If you guys have access to those radio stations, let me know. Let me know which radio station is playing. Maybe I can find them, because when I try to hit play on here, it just goes away. So hopefully their website maybe is clogged down and I can't pull it up. Let me see. I'm going to try one more time to see whether or not I can pull up anything on 105.3 The Fan so I can get some updates on some of the players and these sorts of things. Phone line is still open, though. This is Dak team for now. Yeah, just trusting Howell the third. Mandy, what's up with Cooper playing hurt instead of trying to heal? I mean, at this point, I can't dog Cooper for playing hurt. I look at it, and that's a good question. Why is he playing hurt and these sorts of things? Remember, regardless of the situation, regardless of the scenario, Cooper still, teams are going to have to make their necessary adjustment. They still roll coverages his way. That's why we see Michael Gallup eating. Michael Gallup didn't get all of those yards just by chance. And then on top of that, not trying to sully or denigrate Ezekiel, the main man Elliott, but we have to understand this too. You have an extra guy that's going to be inside, meaning that even if he plays high and creeps down at the last minute before the snap, we have to understand that with Ezekiel Elliott, he still demands a strong, heavy box. Because if not, then they will double team some of those guys out there. So it's not like kick the can while Ezekiel Elliott is down talk, but at the end of the day, yes, 45 yards. We went back and forth with a lot of people talking about, is Ezekiel elite? Is he not elite? And these sort of things. But to me personally, hey, the guy's doing his deal. He's demanding strong boxes. And then on top of that, the receivers have their cushion boxes. And then on top of that, you have people rolling coverages Amari Cooper's way. So that all comes into play. And this is what a team supposed to look like. This is how a team win. Yes, indeed. AMG, I feel you, fam. I feel you. So-called. Shout out to you all. I bet you guys was at the edge of your seat for almost losing to the Denver Broncos of all people, but we feel you. So you could spam away. I gave you your praises. Y'all won. Y'all beat us last week. Shout out to you all. But now it's the Dallas Cowboys conversation. So AMG, before you get kicked out of the club, man, just chill. All right, so what we have over here, Sandy, shout out to you. Really appreciate you. Thank you so much for tuning in to the nation. Yes, we do need to turn down some of the penalties, but this officiating crew was pretty good. They were pretty good. They played pretty well as it relates to calls. They played together as it relates to pointing out certain things and these sorts of things. So it is what it is. Virginia Finest, man. What's good with you, fam? Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed, Cowboy Nation. So when I look at the individual plays, we start talking about now it's contract flavor time, right? The individual. Have Ezekiel Elliott played up to the level of $90 million? I don't know. Individually, you can say no. But as a team unit, you could say yes. And when you start looking at Dak Prescott, did he play at a level where you can say to yourself, man, it's time to pay the man. Regardless of at the end of the day, it's time for us to pay the man. You can say yes. He gave you every reason to go ahead and reach deep down in your pocket. Now, when you start talking about this right here with Amari Cooper, with his suspect game too today, the catches that he caught, they was fantastic. They rolled coverages his way. That's the same argument that we can have with Ezekiel Elliott. We can have the same argument with Amari Cooper. Where they roll coverage, that Moss play when he snatches the ball through the hands of the Darius Slays of the world. Fantastic. We look at those things. We add them all together. We do. We say to ourselves, man, goodness. Now all we got to do now is take this momentum and move it to the next team. Dak is ready, fam. This is from Perry Locke. Yes, I agree. Jonathan, Dak needs money, like I say, $50 million. Hey, the longer they wait, the more that price tag goes up. And it stays there. And it stayed there. It goes up and up and up. Iceberg says, rain, Dakota. Yes, it's been raining all over us. Mm-hmm. Coop played well. Yes, indeed, Rodney Ellis. Yes, he did. Yeah, he did. He played well. So, let me see. Coop played well. Ezekiel Elliott played well. Tony Pollard played well. When we win, everybody plays well. Hell, the kicker made the kicks. He played well. Yeah, although we know that Coop is hurt, yes. Oh, Cobb. Man, don't sneeze at those 4 receptions for what, 115 yards? Let me see how many yards that Cobb had, man. Yes, indeed. Let's see. Let me pull around to my statogram, you know. Shout out to the statogram. 4 receptions for 115 yards. We couldn't want more than that. One game, one play at a time. This is Sandy. Yes, one game, one movement at a time. Appreciate the donation that helped grow this nation. Really do, man. Really appreciate it. And let me see what we have here. Really appreciate you all. Keep it up. Got the little dancing emoji out there. Keep it up. Really appreciate you, Brandon. Thank you for the love and adulation for the nation. Dak is, let me see. I couldn't read it, young. I'm going to have to go back to my other side over here. Let me see what you have over here. Dak has been on top of the QB book. Yeah, Dak been playing top 10, man. He been playing top 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5th. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th. Oh, my goodness. All right, so the Eagles look like they moving the ball. They look like they look at their score and say, look, man, we can't let Dallas pull away from us. And if we beat New England, there'll be a good momentum for us, you know. That's what the Eagles fans are saying. JD, what's good, man? Shout out to you, man. Thank you for tuning in. Brandon Young, yeah, appreciate you for subscribing, Brandon. Coop, Cobb and Gallup, well over 100-yard receiving. No, nothing to sneeze at. Yeah, nothing to sneeze at. 120, yes. Law, appreciate you, Sandy. Really appreciate you. She said she loved me some Law. Really appreciate you, Sandy. Zeke need to be a fullback. Oh, my goodness. Boy, Dallas Goedert. Boy, they come into play. Dak had that hip work.
Daka had the hip work, and in this game once again. Face with tears of joy.
Yes, he did. He had that hip action going. And he made Ezekiel, the main man, Elliott, get that hip action going as well. Good team victory today. Good team victory. The phone number is 682-214-4087. Call in. Let me know how you all feel about this game.
Cowboy Nation Law, it's time, all positivity.
Yes, Perry Locke. He said it's time for all positivity. Yeah, the positive vibe, the positive motion for everything. Man, and like I said, when I played the music, here's the story. Here's the storyline. We was down 7-0. And, you know, I played my battle music. Let me let y'all. Let's just. I played my battle music. Oh, okay, we got a call. I'll go back to the story after this. Thank you for calling in to the nation. You're live.
Hey, Law.
Hey, what's going on with you?
Good, man. This is Young.
What's going on, man? How everything going your way? How you feel about
this? It's doing good
victory?
In Hawaii, man.
Yes, indeed, man. I bet you it's still early. What time it is out that way?
It's before noon. It's about 11:50.
Wow. It's about 4 o'clock where we at. So how you feel about this game, man? How you feel about Dak Prescott, Ezekiel Elliott? How you feel about everything?
I was watching the game, listening to you. Wish you was a commentator on one of these big time TV stations. I think you got a great voice.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah. But going back to the Dallas game, the defense seems to let us down when we need the defense to stand. And then our offense seems to let down when the defense has stepped up. It seems to never be a happy 50-50. We never seem to play good at the same time. Mm-hmm. Saying that, I still believe we need a defensive tackle. I think we need a nose tackle. I don't know about Tristan Hill. Yes, he needs to be developed. I think our defensive line is finally being shown up where we're undersized. We want guys to flex in different positions. I think the longer the possession load is on them, I think they get worn down. And then you see the guys break those 15, 20, 30-yard runs, gashing us in the middle. So I think we need to kind of get back to basics, get to our defensive basics, stay in our gaps, stay true. Offensively, Dak rolling, let him be, pay the man when he needs to get paid. Zeke got paid, everyone's dogging on Zeke, but if you're doing an RPO, and I know you play ball, I play ball too, so if you're RPOing it, you got to have that running back and the quarterback as an option to run. You can't just keep giving it to Zeke with the line and Dak not pulling that ball out and running that ball on the outside. If you don't show it on tape, they know you're not going to run that. It's just a motion. They can sit back and wait for Dak to let the ball go into Zeke. Zeke runs into a wall. Everyone says Zeke has lost a step. He's beefed up because of the league. The league's a long season.
Right, it's treacherous.
I think the progression from year 1, 2, 3, I think he's realized I need to beef up. I know I'm going to lose a little of my explosion, but I'll be there for the long haul.
Yeah, and this is what I think that Ezekiel Elliott should do, or not Ezekiel Elliott, because his size is his size. You know, he's bigger back now. I think that they need to look at it from this aspect of it. Probably have to pull Jason Witten off the field, keep Jarwin on there, and add in Tony Pollard, and that would bring in a lot of mixes. And now you have your wiggle guy, explosion guy, and then you will have your power. Like they say, thunder, you know how they say lightning and thunder type of action. Agreed.
Tony Pollard showed out today.
True.
Make that one guy miss on that kickoff, you'd be streaming on YouTube.
Right. I would have been still dancing around. Anything else you have for the nation, Young?
No, man. Thank you for doing what you do. Keep up the great work. You need to send some of your voice to some of these, and then NBC and all these guys. You got a great voice, bro. Keep it up.
Oh, man. Really appreciate it, man.
Aloha.
Salute. Aloha. Yeah, I really appreciate it, man. That's my guy from the 808, man. Really appreciate him for calling in and giving everybody the insights of how he look at it. Yes, and I love it. Objectively speaking, he's saying that Ezekiel Elliott still, you know, he got his money, of course. He beefed up a little bit. But what I'm saying is don't kick him off the Alcatraz, and don't look at it when I say that he's not elite, that he's above average Zeke, that I'm putting out, that I'm hating on Ezekiel Elliott. What I'm saying is that now you got complementary. You can add in a Tony Pollard, and you can still have Ezekiel Elliott. Everybody's going to try to sell the form on stopping Ezekiel Elliott. You can use that weaponry against the opposing opposition, meaning that now you never know what you can get. Ezekiel Elliott catching the ball out of the backfield, running in between the tackles. And then once they figure that out, now you have a Tony Pollard in. What perfect storm else you can try to event? That is good stuff right there. Cindy, yes, indeed. Really appreciate you. Junior, really appreciate you. Thank you for tuning in. Let me look at the stats for the Lions. And before I was about to say that, I said it's something about positive thinking, right? When we think positive, we was down 7-0, and we still played the music when we scored the field goal. Something about positive thinking. All right, so even if we look at it, Cowboy Nation, Jeff Driscoll, I was calling him Lamar Driscoll. He was 15 for 26, 209 yards, passing the ball. So there's not a lot of numbers. Because a lot of times when he got his touchdown, it was a short half of the field because what we did, you know, to get there to the half of the field, you know, the fumble for one deal, and then the other deal was, I think that they kind of did a good kickoff return. All right, so he was 15 for 26, 209 yards, 2 touchdowns. Bo Scarborough, even though he looked like he was running over all of us, he only carried the ball for 14 times and had 55 yards. And then if you look at it from this aspect of it, thank you for the donation to help grow the nation. Alexander, thank you. How is D-Law? I wish I can turn on the radio and see, but I don't know how he's doing right now. But he did manage to get him a sack, I believe, or a tackle for loss. He came back in. Let me see what we have here. 469, talk to me. You live.
Hello?
Yeah, what's going on, man? How you living?
Yes, I'm doing good. I'm doing good. I'm calling
Yes.
out of Dallas, homegrown.
Homegrown. Yes, indeed. That's what I'm talking about, man. So, how do you feel about this game? What are some key thoughts, or what are some key things that you want to put out there to the world?
To be honest with you, I mean, to see that growth in his fourth year, watching everybody else get paid, Collins get paid,
Mm-hmm.
Zeke get paid, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and Jaylon Smith got paid in the same year when our quarterback throwing for 400 yards back to back.
Yeah.
I mean, that's unprecedented. Like, just has any player ever done it before? Like, just to watch other people get money around him and then he just continued just to get better. Like, I haven't really seen anything like it. Tony Pollard in the passing game as well with the running game, spelling Zeke, finally doing
Mm-hmm.
what the Ravens do with Gus Edwards and Mark Ingram.
Yeah.
You need two backs, that can give the defense different looks. Like that little jet sweep they did to him, that was, amazing.
Monster.
I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah, that was a
the
monster.
defense, I don't know about the defense. Jeff Driscoll, I mean, before he tore his ACL in Florida, he was a first round pick. People forget, but
Mm-hmm.
do you think he's as good as he is now to move the ball against the West the way he did? I mean, Byron Jones doing all that holding. Our corners, like, I thought that was one of the strengths of our team, sneaky, and they're kind of suspect, But it's a good team win. I think the fact that we lost to Green Bay, we lost to New Orleans, we lost to Minnesota, I
Mm-hmm.
think they'll give us an edge in the playoffs because we will be the underdog against those teams in the playoffs. So if we make it, I feel like we'll come with a different edge against those teams.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, we do play when we are the underdogs. We do play with a good chip on our shoulder type of stuff. So I can agree with that. Yeah, yeah. But my only thing is when you talk about this defense collectively, even though we seeing that we getting gashed up in the running situation, and we see that Cheeto failed to turn his head around. I think we're like 6th or 7th overall against the pass, though. That's crazy, huh?
Yeah, I mean, I
Crazy.
got to credit that to our pass rush. I mean, Robert Quinn, he's playing on a contract year, and he's damn near our best pass rusher. So somebody's gonna pay him. He's not gonna be back here next year, so we got to
Yeah.
find somebody that's gonna replace that for sure,
Byron
because
Jones
he
is
would
much.
not.
Yeah. Yeah,
He
Byron
would
Jones,
not be
Robert
back.
Quinn, and then on top of that, if you really look at it, just to echo what you said about Dak Prescott and then a team not paying him, you have to go all the way back to Joe Flacco. Although Joe Flacco wasn't doing his job as Dak Prescott is doing, but they were
Hmm.
winning, and he betted against himself. He went all the way to the Super Bowl, playoffs, and won the Super Bowl for him. But
We got the
never,
super max.
yeah, yeah, never at this type of rate. And it looks like I don't know if the Philadelphia Eagles scored or it's a turnover in the inbounds, but I'm watching the game and
Mm.
talking to you at the same time. Got two things
That's all
going
good.
on my mind, but yeah, it looks like Jones snatches the ball away, and that's a good play by the DB. But normally, when it's same old catching the ball, or however you say that word, they give it to the
Mhm.
receiver. But let's see what they're gonna do out of that. But man, I really appreciate you. Anything else you want to get off your mind, man, to the nation?
Only thing I want to say about Zeke, people saying Zeke, lost a step, and I don't
Mm-hmm.
think he lost a step. People got to realize
Mm-hmm.
is that training camp is so important. Like, football is a gladiator sport. I
True.
played Division II football. Just graduated college. I'm not trying to.
No,
Anyway, what
congratulations,
I'm
man.
saying.
Congratulations on that.
No, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And like seeing people play, like without that rhythm and like knowing how your line's gonna block, like why Le'Veon Bell was so good in the Steelers is because
Mm-hmm.
he knew how his line blocked. They had that chemistry. Like Zeke has no
Mm-hmm.
chemistry. Travis missed the whole year last year. Like it's
Right.
like they need to get that chemistry back on that run game. I think it's more the chemistry and him not trusting. Like when they had 3 tight ends,
Mm-hmm.
remember when he broke to the outside because he didn't trust going into the inside? He got swallowed up by 3, line flares. I
Mm-hmm.
think it was the first half.
But
But
you know what happened. You know what happened though. And we all subject to this. Whenever somebody get that big money, you look at them different. You see, they walk begin to be looking different. And what I'm looking at when I see Ezekiel Elliott is not the fact that he's missing the burst and the wiggle that we want to see in every play, but it's the fact that the Dallas Cowboys refuse to bring in a Tony Pollard to complement what Ezekiel Elliott does so well. To then on top of that, to hit the teams with the Tony Pollards so that we can really keep the defense at a man. I can't guess what they're gonna do out there when the Ezekiel Elliott get the ball or
Mhm.
Tony Pollard. That's how I look at it. Now, is he still running elite like he was in 2016? I don't see it. I just don't see it. But here's the thing though. Hear me out.
Keep up the great work, Law.
We got a donation, have grow donation. Really appreciate you. But here's my thing right here. Here's my thing. Just because we have our impressions or our thought about a player doesn't mean that that's the end all be all for that player. Things can actually change next week and beyond. That's all I have to say on that one.
Mm-hmm.
Let me know if let me know if I'm wrong on that. Let me know now. Don't let me off.
No,
don't let me off the hook. There's no sugarcoat. We don't sugarcoat things around here. And talk to me like I'm your brother, man.
Okay, but the thing with the O-line is, I mean, you got to remember how good this Cowboy offensive line has been dominant. People forget since 2013. Like, in 2014, DeMarco Murray ran for damn near 1,700 yards.
True.
I mean, DeMarco Murray. Then after that, oh man, McFadden ran for how much? Like 1,400 with us with the O-line.
And started week 6 or 7, something like that.
Hey, but that stretch of games, man, like it was clicking. It was the chemistry. So I feel as though I'm not saying any running back could have did what Ezekiel Elliott did with us because, you know, he's always going forward. And you can't say that about, you know, too many running backs. I'll say that he's not good enough to miss training camp. He's not that type of player. He's not a Calvin Johnson or an Adrian Peterson can miss training camp. You know, Ezekiel Elliott can't miss training camp and he's going into his 4th year. You know, he's not that good. You're not that. He's not. He got there with hard work. You know what I'm saying? Working his ass off. You know, I feel as though.
But did you see the film breakdown from my brother Okoye?
Mm-hmm.
It was a fantastic film breakdown. So he encouraged me to start looking up everything from a statistical aspect of it, like a stat base. And I looking at Ezekiel Elliott, and I said, you know what? He's on pace for having a better year than he had the previous year, right? So like the argument with like the offensive line regress and these sorts of things, they're not blocking, they're not hitting people, knocking people off the line. But if you're going to get that type of offensive line and have Dak Prescott playing the way he's playing, give me that. And if I look at just from the numbers base of Ezekiel Elliott's numbers and my guy LaDainian Tomlinson, LT from the Chargers, they are mirror identical, you know, like far as numbers per game, far as average and things like that. So what Ezekiel Elliott can have, if we continue to play the way we are playing now, is an LT's type of career minus the touchdown, because LT had just crazy numbers as it relates to touchdowns. Nobody like LT just was like not allergic to the red zone guy. Yeah, red zone guy. You know, so that's how I look at it. That Ezekiel Elliott, he wears 21. He may have a replicate type of stats as it relates to LT and Ezekiel Elliott. Dang, the Philadelphia scored again.
That's crazy.
10 to 0.
No, but I do believe in Zeke. I do believe Zeke, you know, is a top 5, top 10 back. But is he really better than Saquon Barkley? You think he really better than Dalvin Cook? You see what Dalvin Cook did to our defense. I mean, we was in the backfield, but, you know, we'll just keep letting him work. You know, he did miss all the training camp. So, I mean, we'll see how he finishes the year out, you know. I didn't give up on Zeke. I like him in the passing game as well. I like his hands. He has really nice hands as well. So, I mean, he can't do everything.
Yeah, he can. Really appreciate you for calling in, man. Anything else you want to get off before I let you go?
No, it's all good, Long Base. I'm watching you for like maybe like a. I mean, hey, keep Jeff Heath on the sidelines. Thompson, with that video breakdown you did of him, how he fills the hole, he's like an extra linebacker. I mean, so is Heath a little bit, but Thompson's smaller, but it seems like he gets his nose a little dirtier. And I like that, you know, keep him on the field. I like, even when Galladay bossed him, you know, on that deep pass, he was still like grabbing at his face mask. And I feel like Jeff Heath would have, like, Galladay probably would have landed and still on his ass.
He shakes off, or not even in the proximity. Yes,
at least he was there.
Yeah, he was there.
And he went for the ball.
He went for the ball, yeah. So he had a good game, you know. He did his job. But, man, really appreciate you, brother.
Yeah, thank you, Loss.
Salute,
you're the greatest.
Oh, man, appreciate it, man. Oh, man, he said, I am the greatest. I refuse to say that you're listening to nothing but the best, but there are great people that does this talking Cowboy stuff and does sport commentary and beyond. But 267, what's on your mind? What's going on with you?
Yo, what's up, Law? This is me, Al from Philly, a.k.a. one for each finger.
Yes, one of them for each one of them, man. What's good with you, man?
Listen, nothing, man. Listen. It's been a while. I like the game today. I'm gonna rate it. I'm gonna give it a
give out a grade, man.
I'm gonna give it a C plus.
C plus.
Okay. Yeah, C plus.
Hold on. Before I like this. Now you put something in my mind. So whoever called, I want the ratings. I want the grades. So are you giving it just the overall grade, or that's just the,
No, that's overall.
Overall grade.
That's
okay,
overall.
go ahead. Break it down. I'm gonna let you have it.
I want to do it like that because I feel as though if I say the defense is this, that's the norm when you rate the defense, you rate the offense, you rate the running game. I want to do it all as a combined stat because right there that'll let people know how I look at the team because I'm not doing it individually.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
It's
it's
collective
everybody.
team. Everybody is in the fray.
You know.
Let me ask you this: why did you give them a C plus?
Well, it's all about showing up and doing your job as a team.
Is this including the coaching? Is this including
Yep, of course. It includes the team, the coach, every Dallas Cowboys in general. Period. And because I don't want to separate Kalen Moore from Garrett, and Garrett from Richard and everything. Again, that's separating defense from offense and everything. And I'm gonna do this on a week-to-week basis. I made a YouTube vid. I've been doing some content building, and I even reached out to you and Mark Holmes and all my fellow Cowboy brethren about my thoughts and views and so forth. I asked the public, I said Dallas Cowboys beat the Lions. Are you back? And Zeke had a TD. Are you back on the bandwagon or not? Or at least for now. That was the headline and the title and the description. And I've been getting a few comments and so forth. So that's me building. I said something that's very interesting when everybody was calling for Garrett's head last week. I'm here in Philadelphia, and right now, I rock my Dallas Cowboys star on my truck. I do the whole thing, rubbing it in.
Boldly.
But yes, all over Philly, all Broad Street. Period. That's where the link is. But anyway, the thing I asked people, I told them, I reminded them about when Jeff Lurie, the Eagles owner,
right?
I said. After 14 seasons, it took him 14 seasons to fire Andy Reid mid-season, Monday following that Sunday game.
Yeah.
I said, if you compare that to Jerry, firing 10-year veteran coach, what's his name, Mr. Clapper.
Yeah.
Sometimes people just don't get it. And I said, Jerry just has to take a page. He needs to take a page from the Eagles. Don't be the Eagles and wait 14, 15, 16 years before something happens. Because look, when he fired Andy Reid 2 years later, Super Bowl champs. You see what I'm saying? So that's something to think about, man. Research it. Check it out. Seriously.
Yeah.
I don't want to be that team.
You don't want to be that team.
Andy
Reid, he wasn't a bad, terrible coach. He always get that team to the playoffs or what have you, and they found an early exit. Yeah. And I think he got him. I don't know if he was part of the 2003 Eagles. I think they went to the Super Bowl and lost to the.
Yeah, he was part of that.
He was part of that administration. Okay.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
And then the funny thing, it's like I compare that team to like a sneeze, where you're just about to sneeze and you grab the tissue, but you just don't sneeze.
Right.
That's how I'm comparing it, man. And that's what I'm saying. The Cowboys is that sneeze that's just about to happen, but you just don't grab the tissue and it never happens. Nothing never come out.
Right.
I'm like this. We can do some serious things, but I said this in the beginning, and I said it to you again. I think 2 weeks ago. I said, be careful of the teams that get hot late. Although it's a little bit too late for the Falcons, look at them. They've righted their ship. They turned around now. I think there's 2 in a row, the wins. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? If they won today, I don't know. I got to go back and check. But
I think they did.
I'm
probably.
feeling in my heart right now, Law,
Uh-huh.
we are going to be the team. I see what Philly's doing right now with the Pats. But we're going to, I'm going to boldly predict. I'm going to boldly go where few men have gone before. We're going to beat the Pats. And not only we're going to beat them, we're going to beat up on them in their house.
Ooh.
Okay, next week. You know?
Okay.
So bring them on. I'm serious because that's where we play up to the level of the competition, and we also play down. But sometimes we play that up and game thing during the actual game. You know what I mean? So
Within the game, like a game within the game. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, this game, we let these Lions today, we let them hang around too long. We let them in the game, and we let them hang around too long. You know, we let them hang around. And it almost cost us the game. And again, if everybody not trying to upsell, but if everybody check out on YouTube, One for Each Finger, my video content, you'll see I'm speaking on, hey, we let them hang around too long, and it almost cost us the game. We should have easily rolled through that game, 40-7, I would say.
Yeah.
But no, we had people, and they were missing people, key people,
key components. Yeah.
Yeah. You see what I'm saying? But we're the Dallas Cowboys, the mighty. I remember the 80s and the 90s.
Oh my goodness,
and as a kid, the 70s. I mean,
wow.
I remember rushing home from school Thursday nights. Everybody said they're coming back. The Dallas Cowboys are down, but they always come back on people. Wow. I remember that. I remember those days.
The spirit of the Cowboys is still living. Man, I really appreciate you so much, man, for calling in. Can you let the people know again, man, where to go to follow your content and your page? Because this is what it's about.
Honestly, you just go One for Each Finger. That's it on YouTube, and I pop up in my videos and everything, man. And the thing is, I'm in Philly, and you'll see me interacting with, like, hey, Law, I'm serious.
Mm-hmm.
I got pulled over by Philly PD, and I got it on video.
Uh-huh.
He pulled me over. He said, hey, I pulled you over because of your star. I got that, and I posted that, and I took it down after a while. And you hear me tell him, I told the cop, I said, listen, I'm not taking my star off. And he starts laughing and everything. I said, I'm keeping it up there.
That's what I'm talking about.
Hey, listen, man, it's all good, brother. I appreciate you, and keep it live like 95. And soon, listen, when the Super Bowl hit, we all gonna be rubbing elbows together, bro. Believe me.
Yes, indeed. Let's go, man. Let's go. Really appreciate you. One for each finger. Yes, indeed.
Yes, sir.
Salute,
yes, sir.
bro.
Remember that, people. And listen, Zeke is still a dangerous running back.
Bad Mama Jamma.
How you say it?
Yes, indeed. That's the bad Mama Jamma, Ezekiel, the main man Elliott. Let's go, Cowboy Nation.
He displayed it today. He said, "Don't forget me. Don't forget about me today. I'm still that guy."
You know what? That's gonna be my first film breakdown today. Tonight.
Yeah.
Ezekiel,
oh yeah. Of course. Listen.
Yeah.
Listen. Think of me when you break that thing down, man. Because I'm gonna be on there responding. Trust me.
Yes, indeed. Salute, bro.
All right. Salute.
Yeah, man, that's a good call, man. One for each finger, man. Y'all follow his page. He need to hit up Okoye because I think Okoye is in Philly as well. So, I mean, that's a dynamic call, man. 682-214-4087. He giving the Dallas Cowboys a C+, not a C-, not a flat-out C, but a C+. And that's what it's about. And it's all about growth here at Cowboys Land. I want everybody to have tons of followers, man. 931, you're live. What's good?
What's going on, Law?
Nothing much, man. It's your world, man. I'm just trying to live in it.
Good, too, I hope.
Yes,
I mean, point out some things on the game, man. I mean, we ain't got a lot of tape on Jeff Driscoll, which is, I think, the biggest reason why they hung in the game, you know what I mean?
Yeah. They didn't know about them legs.
That's what I'm trying to tell you, And, I mean, I think our defense showed up in a big way at the end there when they absolutely had to make a stop. They made that stop. Michael Bennett, hey, trade deadline special.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You all right? Got a little connection issue there. What happened, Chief?
Go ahead, my bad.
No, you good. So, what grade you giving the Dallas Cowboys?
Man, Dak is balling out. You got to give Dak an A. The Lions got to get an A. Missing Connor Williams, Xavier Su'a-Filo coming in, doing his thing, and even Cam Fleming there at the end of the game.
Yeah.
That last drive that pass to Blake Jarwin, heck, he had 3 minutes to throw the ball.
Yeah, and did a good job, man. I liked when Cam Fleming came in. He didn't miss a beat. I do like the fact that, can you even mention any pressure that was coming off on that left side today?
Like 3 times. They put him on the ground, I think, twice.
And that's because he was already engaged. And the guy shot up the gap. I think it was the A gap. He shot up through there. And number 76 was already engaged. There was no holding calls from him. That's what I like to see. That's the effort. That's meaning that he's playing mentally in charge, and he's not reaching. He's not overbeaten in these sorts of things. So the game looked pretty good for their front 5.
Absolutely did, man. There wasn't a bunch of laundry on the field. Everything you want to see, other than the Lions scoring as many points as they did. But what are you going to do? Dak can't play both sides of the ball.
True indeed, man. Yes, indeed. Any other thoughts, man, you want to get out to the world about this team and about what we're doing?
Man, I'm telling you, just pay attention and watch it out. That record don't say everything.
Yes, indeed, man. Really appreciate you. Thank you for calling in from the 931, man.
All right, bro.
Yes, indeed. Good call, man, from the 931, man. Really appreciate you all. Let's see who's next on the docket. 682-214-4087 is the number. I got about 15 more minutes because I'm trying to do this thing for an hour at least, at minimum, because I got to go find me some food for my soul. Shout out to you, Andrea. Really appreciate you. She says that Pollard was great tonight. Yeah, I agree. That's on the Facebook panel. And also Dwayne. Yes, I love Witten, but catches getting some minimum yards. Yeah, I think he had 5 catches for 30-something yards. That's Jason Witten. Catch and sit down. He's averaging 6 yards per catch. So there's something that we're going to have to really look into. There's something that we're going to have to improve on if we want to push the envelope down the field. And here's the other thing, though. He did catch a dynamic third and long play. Reliable. Looks painfully watching him running his routes, but he was open. And I like every bit of it. James Simmons says C+. Pollard is the future. This is from Joey. Dora says show the game. I can't show the game, Dora. Really appreciate you, though. Front 5 can't run block, though. In the past 3 years is from Dragon X. We were top 5 in rushing for the past 3 years. Looked like we're going to be top 5 this year. But yeah, we're a type of team that really need to improve on our offensive line as it relates to run blocking. We can say that. I think that maybe, just maybe, in this draft next year, we can draft another offensive lineman, especially somebody that's going to step it up for big number 77 whenever he hang up his cleats, because it seems like it's close to the corner, right around the corner. And what happened here? It went out of bounds. Looks like the Philly is playing New England tough. The Pats are losing. Yeah, but the thing is, the Pats are a second-half team as well. Think about it. Pats struggled against the Dolphins as well, and they came up real big and boldly in the second half. They almost got a turnover here. Almost. Guy couldn't fall on the ball. Anthony Gonzalez says, thank you so much for the donation.
Give Zeke and Pollard space. They make things happen.
True. Blake Jarwin, yes. We have McGovern. Yeah, we'll see how McGovern can transition over to the NFL life next year. We'll see what he can do. We'll see what he can do. Yeah, Jarwin, whoop, whoop. Yes, indeed. Let me see if any word on D-Law. Dak is really looking good. I don't have any word on D-Law. All I know is D-Law played out the game. He had a little stinger, that's what I'm thinking, and he was able to play out the game. And we will see what we can do down the line, Cowboy Nation. We will see. Got 10 more minutes, man. The phone lines are still open. We're still live like 95. Before I eat up all of the food in the cafeteria, well, not the cafeteria, I call it in the kitchen the cafeteria right now because I'm going to eat up everything I can find when I get in there. Where's 105.3 The Fan? Maybe they done fired everybody. Every time I click on it, it doesn't play anything. I think the other stations, Sports 1310 The Ticket, they don't have a website link that I can click on there. Let me see if I can play it one more time. I'm going to play it one more time. Let me see if we can get anything. Maybe they thought it was a night game, you know. I don't know. But Dak dude throws for 444 yards, man. The power of 4, right? 4, 4, 4, 4, 4 fours. Get Carson Wentz, boy. Get him. 5-4-0. You live. What's going on?
Yeah, this is Bert from Virginia.
Virginia finest, man. What's going on with you, man? Down there in that way. What's going on with you?
Not nothing, brother. Shit, I watch you all the time on there, man. Fuck, you doing really good.
Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. How you feel about this game? What are your grades, man? How do you feel about everything?
Man, I give the offense, man, I give them a A. And the only reason I'm going to give them A is because Dak Prescott looked really, really good, man. Them receivers looked really good. The only reason Elliott ain't getting a pile of yards, man, is because every team we play, they're boxing up against us. They're making sure they're going to stop Elliott, you know. And with them doing that, it's allowing Dak Prescott to be able to throw the ball, you know. And I like it. Then we keep throwing the ball. Sooner or later, people are going to start concentrating on Dak Prescott throwing that ball. Then here comes Elliott. He's going to bust out and have big games, you know, because eventually they're going to pay attention on Dak Prescott instead of Ezekiel Elliott.
So it's like pick your poison type of philosophy that we're going to indoctrinate on this particular team. Like, pick your poison. You can try to shut down Ezekiel and leave Michael Gallup, Amari Cooper one-on-one onto the outside. We're going to eat all day.
Yeah, exactly, because they're going to eventually have to concentrate on our passing because he is looking amazing, man. I mean, he is looking good. And defenses are going to start coming out there concentrating on him. And when they do that, Ezekiel Elliott's going to burn them up. He's going to be eaten. He's going to eat on them.
Yes, indeed.
And Thompson, I thought Thompson did all right in the game, but I seen a few passes that he gave up that I didn't like.
Right.
But I like to see him bring in that rookie Wilson. I like to see him bring him in.
Yeah, here's the thing is with Wilson, he plays the free, and Thompson, of course, he's the backup for the strong. And, of course, Kayvon is out for the year. So, yeah, when he came in for Xavier Woods, we saw the touchdown. But remember, he was still trying to get himself together, right?
Yeah. Yeah, that was his first play of the game, though. You know, he had a bunch of nerves going on and stuff like that. I believe if you put him in there in a full game, I believe he would be able to play better, you know, because you got to think he's a rookie, first play. He's going to mess up. You give him time, he's going to develop into a good safety, I believe. And I would try him into a box safety and see what he can do.
I mean, yeah, it's just the deal that I think that this team would not make that type of sacrifice, unfortunately. Fortunately. If I can say that.
Man, what do you think about the safety from the Jets, Adams? If we would have got him, what do you think he would have done for us?
Oh, my goodness. He would have been the box guy. It would have been no questioning of, hey, what about this Thompson play? And if you see every time Thompson was around the ball, you saw that, you know, from this game, that would have been like trust me, that would have been actually blow-up plays. That would have been plays where it could have been an interception. There could have been probably plays where the quarterback wouldn't even thought about throwing the ball that way. Then you can do so many things where as far as your blitz packages, you can roll him up closer to the LOS. You can do your buzzers, your switch. I mean, you can do so many things with that type of guy, with that type of dynamic type of safety play out there.
Yeah, I believe he, if you put him on the Cowboys, I believe that would make our defense 100 times better, man, because we need a big-time safety. You put a big-time safety back there on our defense, I believe that would make us 100 times better. I believe that would give us the push to the Super Bowl. If we would have just got Adams, man, I believe he would have made a bunch of big plays look at Fitzpatrick down there in Pittsburgh. What he's done for their defense.
Yeah, I mean,
I know he's
right.
a free safety and Adams is a box safety, but what I'm trying to get at, when you bring a big time player back there in that back end that can come up in the box like that, I believe Adams would make our defense a whole lot better.
Law, why we keep wearing blue every week, that's bad luck.
They're really good at pass rush, but they need to fix that run, man. They can't stop the run.
Yeah, you're right, man. We're going to have to figure out something, man. We got these few games that's left, and, 6 games left from here. And if we can just start getting fire, now at the end, maybe some things can change around as it relates to the defensive side of the ball. And then maybe this offense can continue to figure out ways. 'Cause I think their only problem is the offense as it relates to passing, we good. We cool with that. I just think that they need to figure out how to incorporate Ezekiel Elliott and Tony Pollard at the same time.
Man, I believe Pollard, man, I believe he is the future running back for the Cowboys. I mean, he is explosive. He can make guys miss. And I believe instead of how they do one possession with Pollard and one with Elliott, I believe they need to switch them in and out in the same drive instead of doing it by possession.
Yeah,
Because you do it like that, then Ezekiel Elliott, he's going to get more yards because you're changing the momentum of the game, how it's a different style of running.
Yeah.
You're going to get explosive plays from either one. Somebody's going to break loose.
Yes, indeed, man. I really appreciate you for calling from the 540, man. Any other thoughts you want to get out before I let you go?
Yeah, I just another thing about the safety of Adams. You believe he would help the run?
Vote brought me here.
Defense?
You on point a lot, amigo. Cowboys Nation.
Hold on right quick. I had got a donation, man. Naeem, I'll be right with you. Now, what'd you say? Can you repeat that again?
Yeah, all right. With Adams, like if we get a really good box safety like Adams, do you believe that would help us stop the run on defense?
I was more so when that whole situation went down. I was more so leaning on the Leonard Williams kid from the Jets team. I wanted him more than the Adams. I think that the issue with the front four will still be there a little bit, especially as it relates to a guy that's just running in between the splits, running in between the tackles. But I think that will shore up a lot of things because even if you look at the way Darian Thompson shooting upfield, you see, and being able to crash and things like that, I think that you can multiply that by 10 from what a Jamal Adams would bring. So, yes, in margins, yes, I think that he would help out us for the run, against the run, I meant to say.
All right, I got one more question,
Go ahead.
and then I'll let you go and get off here. Do you believe Jerry Jones, if we don't make the Super Bowl this year, you believe he'll go after a top safety?
In the draft, or are you talking about in the free agency?
Either one.
Trade. Yeah, I think that's the next thing that we're going to have to do. I don't know where Jeff Heath stands at with his contract. I don't know where Darian Thompson stands at with his contract. And we already know with Kayvon Frazier, he's been injured every year he played in the National Football League, believe it or not. So
yeah,
I think
I believe they're all on their last year of the contract inside Xavier Woods. He's on his third year. He'll be there next year.
Yeah, so if I'm wise, if I'm Jerry Jones, I figure out a way to start investing in those two areas, actually, safety and defensive tackle. Man, I really appreciate you, man. Thank you so much, brother.
Hey, man, you keep it up. You're doing a great job.
Thank you so much, man. Thank you. Salute. That's the 540, man. Let me read some of these super chats, man. I really appreciate you all for helping out the nation. We got 2 minutes left. I turned off the phone lines, but I want to say shout out to Daniel. Appreciate you for making the donation. He says, Law, why keep wearing the blue every week? That's bad luck. I don't know why we wear the blue, but, jerseys got to sell. Jerry Jones got to sell products, right? Naheem, really appreciate you for making the donation to help grow the nation. He says, Vach brought me here. You on point a lot, amigo. Really appreciate you, Naheem. Really appreciate you. And shout out to Vach Lombardi. For those who don't know who he is, he keep the party. Type in Vach Lombardi, and you'll see his film breakdown. His sports acumen is second to none. He's a great guy. He don't like the Cowboys at all. He don't. I'm telling you guys the truth. He don't like the Cowboys. He loved them. And if you want to get some great insight, the best in the business, man, hit up Vaj Lombardi, man, who brings the party. All right, Cowboy Nation, I've been with you all for a solid hour. I'm not going to take all of your time. Let's enjoy this victory. Let's go watch the Eagles versus the Patriots game. I can sit back and relax, go watch it on my big TV in another room and get out of this little room, this little studio room, and enjoy that game, because I think that the Patriots second half team, they should figure out ways to beat up those Eagles. Let's see what they're going to do, right? And on top of that, a win is a win is a win. I said it earlier. I don't care if it's against Pee Wee football team, your mama, your cousin, Tupac and Biggie, Lil June, and all of those people. As long as we win and dominate, shoot, I'll take it. And if we win, even by 1 point, we can go back and hash out everything from there, right? Joey S. said he loved the blue uniform. Also, shout out to those that's on my Facebook panel. Let's grow this Facebook page. I'm trying to get to 10,000. So I know I'm way at the bottom right now. I started out this year. It's 3,000 followers on my Facebook page. Got 7,000 more to go. So I want you guys to help me out. Share this content. Let a friend, neighbor, foe know where to go when they want to tune in to Cowboy Sports Talk and Beyond on my Facebook page. Let's continue to grind. Let's continue to focus and find the right things, because hey, all we got to do is take these games one day at a time, brick by brick, keep stacking these things, and then we look back and we'll say, man, this is where we at now. And it can flat out happen. I think before I go, since everybody giving out grades and everything, I give this team a flat out B+. I give Jerry Jones, and I'm going to give Jerry Jones and Jason Garrett grades together. They get a C-. And then on top of that, everybody else, the defense, they get a C+. But the overall grade is a B, So, however, y'all can fight amongst yourself. I would try to have some type of film breakdown of Ezekiel Elliott. I think that Gallup needs another film breakdown. I think that Randall Cobb needs a quick film breakdown. That's 3 plays. Who else? Somebody on the defense, man. Shout out to you, James, man. Y'all want to do Bennett again? Want to do Bennett 2 sacks? One of those sacks was straight up hustle play. 4 breakdowns. I'm going to try to get those things out, and I'm going to try to find somebody food that's in the kitchen, and I'm going to try to eat and destroy all of that. Let's go, Cowboy Nation. That's been my time. I really thank you all for yours. And remember, you're listening to nothing but the best. Oh, condolences out to East Side Harold, man. Shout out to him, man. I don't know where he at. Normally he jump in. I feel, hey, y'all check on East Side Harold. If y'all see him, y'all let him know that Law Nation been looking for him. I really, really, really love him, man. I really want to see what his thoughts were about those Texans. You know how it goes, man. Remember, I say keep the same energy. Keep the same energy. And let's go, Cowboy Nation. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
This is Sparta!